Hey, I got do Mike or Tim, do you have one of Mike's ACR boards handy?
Your which? Your
The thing that plugs into
The
the
cassette
SIO
interface.
that makes it a cassette, your little board
Yeah,
Oh,
with
yeah, yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah,
six
yeah.
pin header on it and
yeah.
Yeah, I have mine here. I have mine here waiting for me to install it somewhere. Give me a sec. You mean that?
Yeah.
yeah.
There you are.
I think
Think we all need one of
The six
those.
pin header is right there,
yeah.
and then the serial header is right there.
Okay, what I was wondering if there were pins out of the back of a board, could you plug that into it and just have it piggyback off the SIO board? Or is there enough room
What do you mean? Oh, you what for a cable coming
or
off
would
here?
you even want to? Because right now you run a cable between them, I guess.
Right.
I'm
You
just
run a
wondering if
cable
that
between it.
board can
So
plug right
this,
into the SIO
well,
board.
no, because the idea is these two audio jacks here
Oh, go out the
go
back.
into the back panel. So you want a
Okay.
6 pin ribbon cable
So
going
you
up
don't
to the
want to do
board.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
what I was wondering.
it's essentially a header then. They go.
But as soon as I have something to test, that will be one of the first things I test.
Well,
Is this thing.
I'm using that header to do everything because I don't even have a Max 232 that I put on my own stupid board. So I'm just using one of these.
Are you going to J1?
What's that?
Yeah,
You're going to J1, the TTL level one?
that's wait a minute,
Yeah.
that's J2.
Well, he's going to. I don't have one.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
using the TTL port
yeah,
just to
we're going to
test the
use the
board with.
J2 with a dedicated 6 pin port on Patrick's board.
That should be J1.
Well, it says J2 next to it on my board here that I bought from you. It says J5 next to the 14
J5
pin
is the
one.
big RS-232 cable.
And then it says J2 with the little 6 pin.
Right, but I don't think
J1 is unpopulated.
correct. J1 is where the TTL level RS-232 came in.
Oh, oh, so I have to actually so there's no header on that.
Right, no, that's used for programming the part.
Which one? The 6 pin that's in or the 6 pin down here?
The 6 pin that's in.
Yeah.
J1 is the actual connection for the Altair clone.
Oh, right.
So
Oh, am I doing the
that
wrong thing?
J1 can give it power, J1 can give it TTL in and out.
Okay, so I have to put a 6 pin header in there,
If you want to use TTL levels.
which we're
Yeah, so
going to
what
do
I'm doing,
because
Mike, is I'm doing basically a six pin header on this board that goes to your six pin header.
Okay, keep in mind the mirroring problem.
I think I read yours that said like to Altair and from Altair. Is
Okay.
that if I
Well,
was
in
reading
the
it
end, I
right?
ended up using ribbon cables instead of I should,
Oh, okay.
that was super simple. I mean, it went from a half an hour to assemble every effing cable to 30 seconds.
Yeah, IDC cables you're talking,
Yeah,
right?
and with the IDC cable, then your whole mirroring problem goes away
Right.
because
Did you have a picture of that board on your website?
that's on the Altair clone website.
Okay, with the J1 connect, so I
yeah,
can make sure that my pins are going to line up right.
yeah. So I got a couple of these cables, which is what I was
Yeah,
going to use for
that's the way
hookup
to do
here.
it.
I bought a handful of these
Yeah.
off Amazon for like next to nothing with it
Yeah.
ready assembled. So and they think they'll be long enough.
Do they flip or are they on the same side of the cable?
They are on the opposite side. So
I mean, if you hold everything flat, is one on the
oh
top, one
yeah,
on the
no,
bottom?
they're both pointing the same way.
Okay, and then your does that have the polarity key on it or not?
Yes, these have a polarity key, but then the headers don't.
No, no, the headers don't. But so the polarity keys, if you hold that flat, both of them
Yeah,
facing down, the polarity keys are both to the left or both to the right, correct?
correct. Yes,
Okay, so that's straight through.
that's straight through. Yeah,
Yeah. So as long as you mentally identify pin one on each side, it doesn't matter
right.
which way,
Yeah,
as long as it's the same, then yeah.
right.
If I have a straight through cable, I want my six pin header to match your six pin header, and then the straight through will just go one to one
Yeah.
and we'll be good.
So in that case, that will go that way once I add a 6 pin header on it. Yep, perfect.
Yeah, so I label pin one
Yes, I see that.
upper right corner.
Yep. Yeah, for some reason I thought J2 was the TTL connector, and I just hadn't gone far enough in the
J2 is
documentation.
how I program it, and
Right.
then that's the jumper to make it a clone or make it like
Right.
everybody's using it today.
So you have
Yeah.
J1 upper, I pin one upper left corner.
Upper left,
Upper.
yes. It's upper right when it's horizontal on this board.
Okay.
If it's vertical, then
Yeah.
that's a rotate, and then it's upper
Yeah.
left. Yeah.
And then I have receive data across from 5 volts.
I'd have to look at my
Yeah, I'd
schematic.
have to look at the
Okay.
schematic.
Okay. Well, I won't mess with it then.
Yeah.
I don't think it uses receive and transmit. I think it says from Altair and to Altair.
Yeah, because it's ambiguous
I assume
otherwise.
to Altair is transmit and
Right.
from Altair is
I
receive.
think I got to go back and look at those videos that you did on those.
But,
I
Well,
don't
I
know
don't
if
use that header in the videos. I do all this
yeah.
RS-232
no,
and then
no, no.
Yeah.
I remember you having this board. I don't remember if I saw
Yeah.
that video or not. I remember people
I made
referencing
2
it.
or 3 of them.
Yeah.
And
Now,
actually,
yeah,
then
if
I
I
got
have,
excited and updated the firmware. Here, you can do 24. I think I got up to 4800. Maybe
right.
24 was. So
And if I ever get the traces going in the right direction, this will let you come off that. This has pin 18
Yeah,
at 5 volts, so that this works the way you normally do it. But this will work off the new SIO board that Patrick's doing with like the 10-pin cable, the same as he
yeah.
uses.
So
So basically,
what I'm probably gonna do, Tim, is as
yeah,
soon as I get this one actually transmitting and receiving,
right.
I'll just send it to you to make sure that header's right.
Okay.
Because I don't have one of your
Yeah,
I'll just send you this board,
right.
then make sure the headers work, and then I'll send off for another
Yeah.
board.
Okay, so I'll
I
add
mean,
the little
well,
6-pin header on here then.
so that board was never made for this. Is
Yeah.
it so far from being the right solution we shouldn't customize to it? Or is it close enough that it's better than starting from scratch with a new board? Or do you want to put the modem on your board?
Uh,
Well, but then you've got to extend the audio connectors to the back panel.
Yeah.
So
right.
you got the same problem either way, and this is nice and clean. So I think putting the 6-pin header on the SIO board, so all you need to do is find something like this to plug it in, is perfect. Because that'll be nice and clean and everything internal.
Yeah, so 2 Altair would be receive as far as the SIO is concerned.
Right.
From Altair would be transmit as
Right.
far as the SIO is concerned.
Okay. I think that's how I did it.
Yeah. We'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, we'll find out soon enough. Yeah, since I fixed this one problem, I think it'll transmit
Okay.
and receive, and then I can.
Okay, so that literally is a whole separate pair of inputs from what comes into RS-232. So I need to verify that my firmware really does something with those. I'm pretty sure I did.
Surprise.
Well, I mean, in the clone, it takes from RS-232 and gives to the Altair and vice versa. But for the modem purpose, you want whatever comes in to go out audio, whatever comes in audio go out both of those data pins.
Right. Now, wouldn't that be funny? We do this whole thing and it doesn't even do it.
Well, it's just software at that point, so we don't have to worry, but
Right.
just software. Let me go make sure I did both. I'm pretty sure I did.
Just smop it.
Yeah. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? I haven't released the magic smoke for a while. What could go wrong? But yeah.
Yeah, no smoke out of this one. I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I haven't released Magic Smoke in years. It's probably about due.
And I didn't have any 366, but I figured out a 368 works too. I didn't have any 4040s, so I got one from Amazon, and I'm definitely going to change that. I should probably order the parts for the boards I'm building or making. Didn't have any 5 switch
Oh, yeah.
at 4s.
So you normally get them ready populated by JLC, right? For
Well,
production
yes,
stuff.
yeah, the SIO boards I do and the ESP32s I do. The only thing I don't do on the SIO boards are the LEDs because I haven't not been able to find them on their site.
Okay.
And or the oscillator because I can't seem to find that on their parts list.
Right.
And I don't do the 5-volt regulator because I haven't figured out how to tell them to put a 5-volt regulator and a heatsink under it.
Ah, okay.
So I do basically those parts.
Yeah.
And ESP32 is all I put in is the little SD card.
Yeah.
They do the
So
rest.
if we ever put these into production, we can have them put the components on there.
Yeah, if you can find it on their Credi part search.
I haven't tried that. I used the components when I did the board design on Easy EDA.
Uh-huh.
So,
Well,
and they come up right. So I think I've got the components identified. I just haven't bought them that way.
Yeah, it's the same company. I mean, it's not,
Yeah.
Easy PDA and
Yeah.
Right. So
The
anyway,
SIO board, what I'm gonna try is when you submit a board, you can, I think it's $10.
yeah.
You check a box that says they find all the parts for it.
Oh, wow.
So I'm gonna try that and see what happens. They'll like they'll
Right.
like do your
Because the only part on there they probably won't be able to put in is the COM 2502 because I doubt that I doubt that that's in there.
yeah, oh, that's it. Well, see, and then what I've been doing with them too is just put sockets. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, even
Yeah.
the two SIO boards come unsocketed.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they don't have the chips. I haven't figured out how to tell them put in a socket and a chip.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, it just comes with sockets. So this will
Okay.
do the same way. And I just because I'm not, I just plug them in and test them.
Right. The soldering's
Yeah.
clean and there's
Yeah.
no cold joints because they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They seem to do a decent job. So
They
Yeah, they
probably,
seem to.
I mean, they probably wave solder them, which is,
Yeah,
fun
so
stuff
you
to
know,
watch.
I just got to figure out if they can do the oscillator.
You don't want to socket the crystal?
I mean, I do that now. I'm just afraid it'll come out, so I don't
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
Put a hole on the other side of it so you can tie it down with tape with wire.
Yeah, the way it's done on the way it's done on a bunch of boards where you have a spare piece of wire that loops over it to hold it down.
Yeah, I've looked at that. Of course, then you got to solder something. So
Yeah, but that's one piece of wire where a cold joint isn't going to affect the.
I mean,
okay.
The
Use
number
a
of
zip
people I
tie.
send these to that don't solder, I think, is a lot.
Yeah. You use a zip tie.
Like or use this,
Ooh, or hot glue. There you go, hot glue.
Hot glue. There you are.
yeah.
Resin, UV resin.
But I'll do something. And that reminds me, because using that flat cable, I need to change the orientation of this header
Yeah.
so it goes the right way,
Does
Yeah.
hot glue hold forever?
and
No.
probably move it.
Nothing holds forever.
You don't want it to hold forever because you might have to remove it.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be chiseling.
Well, I
The
was gonna
UV
say,
resin's
'cause-
not the way to go.
I was going to say, like contact cement or rubber cement, that'll, it's sticky, but
Yeah.
rubber cement lasts a really long time. Contact cement is supposed to last forever.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Like I said, no glue lasts forever.
Yeah.
Well, but like your desktop, if it's got a laminated thing, they use the product
Yeah, I know.
contact cement, and that's supposed to last forever.
Yeah.
I mean, there's stuff
I would-
years old.
The rubber cement, I would wonder with the heat and variable heat in the system, what that would do to the rubber cement after a while.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun if you had some hot components that ran hot and you put hot glue on there and it started melting and.
Rubber cement, it would take several hundred degrees.
Yeah.
What would it? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, when they make a car tire, that's made out of the same stuff. They make a rubber cement and then they bake the stuff to make it hard.
Okay.
Hey, Mike, when you guys did the Flex 64, how many boards did you have to send off before it worked?
One.
Burn.
That's awesome.
Well, maybe ask him, how many did you build prototype on a
That's awesome. I'm hoping I can do this one in 3.
Like I said, I'm on number 4 of my little adapter here. That's got 2 components on it.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean it was the final. What rev is it? What rev are we running on that board? I don't remember.
I don't know.
1, 2?
Is
I'm
it
trying to remember. No, I
zero?
What the
I
Flex?
built one over the weekend. I could look at it. Hold on.
Hang on, my Flex says Rev 1.
It does go to rev 1, I see here.
Yeah, I see mine's Rev 1.
What did we do? I was going to say, so it may work, but it doesn't mean that it's what you want. Yeah.
If you didn't find out, this says Rev 1 on it,
Mine does
February
too.
2024. So that was I built. I had a couple boards I've been waiting to build. So getting tired of swapping them back and forth.
No, I mean I'd be shocked. I mean I'd be shocked if the thing worked when I got it. I mean some of it worked.
Yeah. I mean, as long as it works enough for you to get it debugged. I know my
Yeah.
FTC Plus, I screwed up the in instruction. I didn't qualify it with, I can't remember what. So too many things triggered an in. And it was very easy to patch enough to then get everything else working. But yeah, it's still not perfect. I guess the question is, did it work? So no, this had to go to Rev 1 in order to be shippable, obviously.
Okay.
I'm trying to, yeah, this is my first KiCad project, and I don't have my normal revisions history list. So I'm trying to figure out where the heck my revision history is on this board. I hate change.
Yeah.
It's the only constant in life.
Yep.
It is.
All my Flex RAM boards say Rev 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the first production one.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Josh might have sent the first one out. That might have been what we did. It bothers me I don't have history. Where the heck did I put my history?
Well, it's a great board.
Oh, the Flex. Yeah, that's.
It's actually quite simple, right? So that helps.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, building is a dream. It's really. I mean, I actually that's what I did this week is built 4 boards, 2 Flex RAM and 2 of Patrick's SIO, just doing them like in a batch, and it worked out great. I was getting tired of, I have the stuff out in the garage and stuff in my office here, and I needed a board. I'm running back and forth between the 2 places, swapping the one or 2 boards I had. So I got tired of that.
Yeah, this really bothers me. Where's my revision history?
KiCad?
Uh,
KiCad does backup.
Well, no, I mean, I
Yeah.
would have just made a document or something.
Yeah.
I'm lost. Oh well. Plus, I don't think that other header is going to do what we want. It doesn't look like I updated the
Firmware?
to make that header a modem out of the board. It's still
Oh.
it's halfway there, oddly enough. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to go look at that. How long ago did you get your boards?
Oh, mine I've had for at least 6 months.
Because I made them where they're firmware updatable,
Right.
where you don't have to stick it on a PIC programmer to update it.
Okay.
Now the header that goes to the clone, that gets RS-232 sent over it?
So the way I did it in the videos,
I need to watch it.
data from the computer goes out the RS-232 port, modulated.
Mm-hmm.
Audio data comes in and is demodulated and goes out the RS-232 port. So it's basically a modem through the RS-232 port.
Right.
Right.
What you want it to be is a modem through the 6-pin header.
Or even RS-232. If it is it a header that carries the RS-232?
Yeah, it's
well, that's
little
the J5
right here.
And what is that? Like a 14 pin or?
It's a 14 pin. Yeah,
I mean, we could just do that too.
we
well,
could do
no,
that
but then
too.
you have to have RS-232 levels.
Well, I'll have that anyways. I
Well, we
mean,
will,
basically
yeah.
to make TTL work the way I have it now, you got to pull out the RS-232 driver.
Okay, well then do it either way you want.
Because I'm already going to have a 14 pin header on it.
That's true. Yeah.
Or we
Okay,
have
so
to,
then just skip the whole J1 thing because it doesn't look like it works anyway.
and then
Okay.
you can still get the 5 volts over
Pin 18.
pin 18.
Yeah, that's that little blue wire I put on the back of everybody's board. You got a little blue wire on the back of your board there, right, Tim?
Well, no. We've hardwired 5 volts to pin 18 on the 14 pin header on the board.
What ends up is 18.
Yeah, I did that for you, right?
Well, no, on Patrick's new board.
Right.
On
But
the
on the
ACR
modem,
board, ACR adapter board,
on
there's
your little
blue
board,
wire.
there's a little blue wire on the back, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, on mine there is.
No.
Okay, so you must have been the one I emailed and we talked about going TTL levels.
Possibly. Oh, wait a minute. No, no, I see it. Yeah, there is a blue wire. Yes. I see it. I just wasn't looking close enough. I thought it was a trace.
That's picking up 18
Oh,
and
okay.
putting it to 5 volts.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
But you can see over there on J1, it goes straight to it. So that's why J1, that's how the clone provide 5 volts originally.
Right. Okay.
But I should probably go revisit the firmware and see if I really don't have it working through J1 as a
Right.
modem.
Yeah, so we may be able to use just a 14-pin ribbon cable straight into here.
Right.
That I know works. That's how it was in all the videos. It's an
I mean,
Right.
RS2
Well, yeah, except it
modem.
won't go out and back in again. It'll just come straight off the board and plug into here.
yeah.
Right. Because the board has 14-pin and 10-pin headers, the new SIO board that Patrick's developing. So the 10 pins go to either the DB9s or through
All
this
right, so
thing
you
to a
wouldn't have to you
DB25.
wouldn't need a special port at all then.
No, no.
No,
Oh,
you should just
and the
plug it in
board's
and
already ready.
go. You
And
can
these
either plug
boards
in
are
a
ready to go.
DB25 or plug it into your ACR board.
You plug it in direct. So in that case, we could eliminate the 6-pin because it's not doing anything useful
Do
at
you
that
have
point.
that DCE, DTE option, or you just one?
It's
Yep.
going to be both.
Okay.
Yep. Right. So you can.
This board looks like DCE.
So we put it into
Okay.
the DTE. Yeah. Okay. So we just plug it into the DTE and it should work. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work great.
Oh, so that's simpler actually.
That's
Yeah,
simpler.
it is
Yes.
simpler.
That's simpler.
Now I
That
can add a
doesn't.
parallel port or something.
You got all that room now.
Oh, the 6-pin header. Yeah, we needed all that room.
Wait, that's it. That's it.
But yeah, that does simplify things a little bit. So yeah, the next iteration, you might as well just eliminate the 6-pin header.
I mean, I might leave it there just so you have a TTL if you want it, but
Yeah. As long as you don't have to take chips out to enable it, which you do currently, right?
which I would do currently. I mean, yeah, I don't. Yeah, just the way I did it, it's stupid. Yeah.
Let's throw a Centronics connector on there for me
Hey.
so I can
Yeah.
get them to printer.
A parallel port.
So I'm still fighting with those Kremenko PRI cards.
Yeah, I'm thinking of actually tackling my first S100 board being a parallel port, input only parallel port, specifically set up for the OP80.
There you are. That's great.
What I would do is make an OP80 that has a serial port on it.
Well, that's a lot more work than me trying to figure out how to do a simple parallel port.
Can you have TTL and an RS-232 driver on the same board? Because I mean, transmit is fine, but receive data from the driver is always going to drive the TTL without having like a jumper just to disable receive data. It's all I could think of to do.
Well, the Max
You have to be careful about the
232 has
negative voltages
input and
coming in your
output.
TPO.
What's that?
The Max 232 chips have input and output, so you
Yeah, it's the output I'm concerned about. I mean, when it's sending, because it's always going to send,
It's funny you mentioned that. I would always say, yeah, you need a jumper, but I swear I just saw something. I think I chatted about it just as a topic with Martin Eberhard a number of months ago. It was a wired OR out of a 1480, whichever one's the receiver. I never remember, 88 or 89. But that is going to be particular to the 1488 or 1480.
right.
It has a pull-up in it, but it was happy being overdriven like a wired OR. But yeah, I wouldn't bet on that on your Max 2XX chip.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, think about the spec for RS-232 allows, was it like 15 volts max or something like
Well, but
that?
this is going to be on the TTL side of that chip.
Yeah, on the TTL. But yeah, you wouldn't want to connect the potential of an old piece of equipment that's high voltage on coming into you.
Because the Max is going to keep driving the received data regardless of what it sees on the other side.
Right.
You could
Oh,
use
that's what I'm saying is that so you'd have to do a wired OR on the TTL as well.
Yeah, you
It
do
would
a
have to be
wired OR,
pull-up only.
you could use a pair of resistors and as
But
wired
the
OR.
1488 or 89, whichever one was the receiver, didn't mind being pulled low because I think it's internally just a pull-up resistor.
Okay.
I'd have to go revisit that, but yeah, if you're using a max chip, then all bets are off because who knows what the output stage of that looks like
Right.
on the TTL side.
Do we have to worry about the input stage being overdriven by whatever you're connected to? So your input signal, your RS-232
Yeah.
coming
Oh yeah,
in
I
from
see what
another
you're
piece of
saying. Yeah.
equipment.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
those are two separate inputs, right? You have a TTL input and
You'd
you
have
have
to,
an
yeah.
RS-232 input
Yeah.
that are attached to each other.
Yeah, because if you hooked RS-232 up directly into a TTL, you could fry it. That'd be
Yeah,
way too
no,
high
no, no.
voltage.
So, like I said, the transmit, I'm not concerned about because this
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
just
well,
going to
I
do
do
it.
this on picks all the time, both directions. So I clamp it with a Zener diode plus and minus. I mean, an input resistor and clamp it
Mhm.
plus or minus. The problem is then it's not inverted, but on a lot of your pick chips, you can tell it go ahead and invert the data
Mm.
internally. And so the UART
Yeah.
can
Mhm.
invert it internally. So you can hook straight to TTL, to RS-232. And then you can also, almost any RS-232 is happily being driven with 0 to 5.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I'll take
Yeah.
0 as a mark and a 5 as a space. And again, there you can tell the chip, the
Hmm.
pick, to invert or not invert. But again, you're not doing any of that. So,
Right.
but yeah, you can clamp the plus and minus 15 and get yourself to 0 and 5 very easily and safely. If you're UART, but if you're using those old chips, yeah, it's not going to be happy. It can't take, space being a 1 and a mark being a 0.
Right.
I mean, safest bet is a jumper, yeah. Three position
Yeah,
jumper, it comes in the middle and you pick the top pair or the bottom pair, yeah.
yeah, that kind of what I was gonna do if I leave the TTL on there.
Well, TTL is usually almost free because you get to that anyway. The only problem is
Oh yeah, you gotta run a wire to it.
you're probably going to want to add a buffer to it. So then it's not free.
Right.
Otherwise, you're coming right out of that MOS chip or right into that MOS chip. I don't know. I don't even know what the drive capability of that 6011 is or whatever version you're using. They're all the same thing,
Yeah, this is a intersil, I think.
but obviously you'd want to come in through a buffer. So yeah, it's not free unless you got spares laying around, I guess.
Well, who knows? Well, now that I got to redo the whole board, I did so much wrong.
And you haven't even added in the vectored interrupts yet.
Yeah, I gotta add that too.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this. The ability to have an SIO board that you can actually get that's new hardware
Yeah.
be kind of cool. Not have to look for an old one.
Soon, and I just got an IO4, so I
Yeah.
might just clone. I might just clone that.
Yeah. The IO4 is a fun board, but yeah, it's got so many freaking headers on it that you have to configure just right.
Yeah.
And then swapping chips to make it work one way or the other that's in the manual.
Yeah.
For the
Mhm.
inverted, non-inverted drivers for the the
wiring
status.
wiring those little forked things to the little
Yep,
yeah,
you have to
that
wire
that
those, and then you have to set the driver chips based upon whether you want positive or negative on your status. And it actually tells you no matter, oh, just pull this chip and put this other one in.
I actually the one board I had I think Mike had a video or I believe it was Mike's video on how to make it like a 2SIO and that's all I
Mhm.
did to it. It's there, it works. You know?
Well, mine's currently an SIO for a console and a parallel port for the OP80.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
So that was why I'm thinking I'll make a separate standalone parallel card with the 16 pin connector instead of a 14 pin that's wired directly for the OP80.
Right, yeah.
That's just about within my design capabilities, I think, to put a simple input-only parallel board together.
My IO4 is configured as an SIO and an ACR,
Yeah,
so I can run the second port
right.
to the modem.
Yeah,
That'd
the only
really
problem.
interesting. But
Yeah, the
yeah,
only downside of the SIO is that you cut the IO4 rather is that you can't split the serial ports. They are a four-port block. so you can't
Yeah.
address them differently.
Well, I did, but you have to play games with, if you XOR A1, I think it's
Oh, okay.
A1 coming into the address comparator, you're
Oh,
decoding an 8 block and you end up decoding the upper and the lower of that 8 block. So you can get the SIO at 0, 1 and the ACR at 6, 7, I
right.
think.
Well, that's what. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it requires an extra XOR gate. So I had to use one of those blank sockets
Right.
on there and plug an XOR gate on there, but that
Yeah.
worked out pretty good.
I guess that's one way of doing it. I'm just, I just get nervous every time I have to go tweak my 40-year-old IO4. That not only is it 40, yeah, that I built from a kit 40 plus years ago.
Yeah.
I think it was the first kit I ever built, actually. So I hate to think how good the solder joints are, but they still seem to work.
Yeah, you definitely learn over the years.
Yeah. Yeah. When I look back on
Okay,
it, I
the
think it's a
answer
miracle.
is Rev Zero. Josh made it. And then he sent all the KiCad to me, and I decided I'm going to learn it and stop bothering you to make changes. And he said, that sounds good to me. Um, and so I undid reams of auto router crap. So most of it was cleaning up board layout. And the only other issue was the output buffers during reads were enabled at the wrong time quite often. And I added another chip to have more qualification on that. And I did not catch that in the original design. So Josh took all my notes and did a board, and then we completely redid how everything was selected using a whole bunch of wired OR just to make it way simpler. The only problem with all that wired OR is that you run into some switching time constraints, so this board can't go too fast. But it's fine at 2 and 4 megahertz.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Rev 1 was technically the first board I would let anybody see. But yeah, I'm very disappointed. I don't have the notes of the changes here. It's kind of bothering me.
Yeah.
That whole all I remember thing, that doesn't work
No,
anymore.
it doesn't.
No.
First thing you learn when you become an engineer is traceability is everything. Everything.
I do a good job of that at work. Not so much good a job of it on my hobby, but yeah, it's to the
Yeah.
point where if I don't on the hobby, it's gone. I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Oh,
So on the
Yeah.
front panel board, it's still 0, but I wish it was 1. But what I want to change would change the pin out of the 40-pin ribbon cable or 50-pin ribbon
Oh,
cable,
so you'd have to change both boards. Oh,
which
yeah.
would leave everybody in a lurch and 2 versions and blah, blah, blah. So I pulled a MITS and just put all the wire, well, not cut a MITS. I put all the wires in a logical order, not paying a lot of attention to the electrical influence they'd have on each other. But
Oh, okay.
there's,
Yeah.
I forget which signal is right next to us, another one that's tri-stated most of the time. So when it changes state, that tri-stated one, it can move by a volt. And
Wow.
then it quickly subsides, but I didn't like it.
Oh,
So
because
anyway,
yeah.
it's Rev 0, but it's not perfect.
Yeah, there's a reason why a lot of flat cables, every other
Oh,
wire is
yeah.
ground.
Yeah. No, I have a lot of grounds mixed in there, but these two didn't. I didn't have enough to do that. But yeah, if I had just put these 2 pins elsewhere relative to each other, I wouldn't have had this induced spike on the floating
Right.
pin.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you have a small market, it's like, well, who cares? They're all hobbyists anyway.
Right.
They can figure it out.
They can figure it out. If they can't figure it out, they shouldn't be here, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
As long as
Just
it
put a
works for
1K
me.
resistor on it if you don't like it. It'll be fine.
Did
Go
you
ahead.
guys see that this
What's that?
S100 emulator that just got posted to the S100 group?
Walter, I think. Walter? Walt was talking to somebody about that, weren't you?
Yeah, John Kennedy's, is that the one you're talking about?
There.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing with it.
I haven't touched it yet.
Later today or tomorrow, I'm gonna set up a
Thank
360K disc with all the Dazzler stuff on it. And
But he's got cards you can plug in. It's got bus trace on it. It's pretty cool. Discs you can add.
Yeah, the,
all on a web page.
my only
That is
complaint
cool.
is my only complaint is the fonts are really tiny.
Yep, I see that. Yes.
And and I like that other simulator because you can size the thing to look at the registers and that, make it big enough so you
Right.
can see the registers changing in that I forget what it's called,
Let's
Osh
see.
something or
Oh, I can change the font size directly in Chrome. So, okay, that works fine. Just with your normal Command plus.
Yeah, Control Plus, right? Yeah.
I'm on a Mac. I'm on a civilized computer
Oh
here.
God.
No.
That's enough of
okay.
this.
So on Windows it's just Control Scroll.
Yeah. But
Is
yeah,
it?
you can increase but I like the idea that you can plug cards in and take cards out.
Yeah.
It's fun new way of doing it. There's been other
Oh yeah.
simulators and stuff. I like people when they try something different like that. I think it's cool.
But yeah, nice web interface, so you're not worried about downloading software that was written by
Is there a button
someone
that
else.
fixes write protect on your drive?
Yeah. That's actually the downside of virtual hardware is it doesn't break.
Yeah, I don't know how bad it is. Sometimes I'd like that, but no, I tend to want to go to real.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Again, great for if you're trying to develop something. The virtual environment, the Patrick simulator again that
Yeah.
he wrote that works awesome. Play
Yeah.
around with it till you're ready to try it on real hardware.
Yeah, this guy's got quite a few cards in here as well.
Yeah, it's looks very cool.
It is pretty cool. I'm definitely going to be spending some time playing with this thing. I like the fact that it's also got the bus trace in it, so you can
Yeah.
see what's going on. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Okay,
So what about stimulating I/O devices? So how would you get console I/O or printer I/O
well, it's
or
got a built-in console in the emulator that you can then hook. So I plugged a SIO card in, a RAM card, and a CPU, and it just starts running. I haven't quite figured out all the
Yeah, it defaults to a pretty basic computer.
right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty
So
cool. Yeah, Intel CPU, RAM card, MITs 2SIO, and a MITs DCDD, and
yeah,
then some
the
disk drives.
default is it
Yeah,
says Intel 8080 CPU,
right.
RAM card, and serial SIO.
Yeah,
Actually, no, yeah.
the issue I had was um, every time you shut it down and then fire it back up, it defaults back down to the Intel 8080
Yeah.
example. It doesn't save parameters. Oh,
Ah,
and the
that
disk, I
yeah.
had 3 disks open on it, and then I shut it down and brought it back, and now only the one disk. So it only has, it doesn't keep your configuration.
Yeah,
Right.
It
put
doesn't
that
let you save it off locally.
Right.
Okay.
put that in John's forum thing there, because
Yeah.
I've been posting bugs that I found. Like I tried
Uh,
to set it to 512K clock crystal speed so I could watch things move slower.
Mm-hmm.
But it won't really do that.
Yeah.
So he's trying to figure out that bug, and I give him another bug too.
yeah.
Um,
I think Terry, I think that's a great suggestion though. Have a way of just offloading your config so you can get started. I mean, that's what SimH. You just pump in the config file that you built and it's fired off.
Yep.
So
There's survey running on it right now.
there you are.
yeah, post a link to it. What is it?
It's in chat. I think
I
Tim
put a
already
link in
posted it.
chat. I put a
Yeah,
link in
Tim
Okay.
already.
chat.
it's the Grant, no, yeah, Grant,
Gra-
whatever, in chat.
Grant strength.
yeah.
Grant me strength.
It's the second link in chat.
Cool.
And
Grant me strength.
the really neat thing about it is it runs on my iPad.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
well, because
there
it's
you are.
So it
web-based. Of
runs
course.
at the browser, it runs in
It's a
any browser.
right. So
That's right.
it's not reliant on anything underlying. So it's just a web page. Yeah.
Yeah, that Ocean soft, I put the link in there chat too.
Yeah.
That one's it's really neat, but it's a little pricey. But
Oh, yeah.
he's got that simulator for 8080s, 8085, the Z80, a bunch of different PIC chips, and other CPU chips.
Yeah.
I always like
So
that the Altair one that where you actually flip it on and you hear the fans running. It's just a front panel. I think that's just so awesome. I love that simulator. I forgot who did it, but that's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
You got to hear the fans running and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
Oh, wow. You can even load a hex file on this thing directly.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Oh, that's yeah. That's
I
pretty
put that
cool.
other Altair sim on links too. The
Yeah.
SJS, it's called SJS.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, you can load the hex file. But what I did is I went to
thanks, Walt.
Amman.
Yeah.
I went to the Amman monitor, and then I just did a Control V,
Right.
dumped the hex code right on the screen for me into the computer. Because that's what I've been doing with my Altair, is trying to figure stuff out. So I get the assembly language program, and then I take all the hex numbers and just Control V and teraterm, and it dumps it onto the Altair, and then I can watch it fail.
Well, guys,
Uh,
I'm gonna have to take off. It's 3:30. It's time to go
yeah.
feed
Okay,
cat
Terry.
and wife.
Okay.
Take care, Terry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take care.
Take
Bye.
care. Ah,
Yeah, I got to say the Altair Z80 sim that Patrick turned me on to was a real plus, because when I was trying to learn DZM Basic, how to do the Dazzler stuff,
Uh-huh.
that was a little bit easier because I can just do a Control V to dump my program in after I
yeah.
put. I used the Notepad to Notepad plus plus program,
Yeah.
and so I get everything in there. Then I just copy and paste it. And that's a question I guess I give to Mike. Mike, if I'm going to build a new ROM image or hex uh, file for a ROM image for the Flex RAM, and I want to have the cutter at C1000 and Amon at F800. Do I do that? Do I have to manually copy all that stuff and paste it into like Notepad plus plus, and then make all the numbers 0 to whatever?
No, I mean, Cutter generates a hex file that's at C1000, and you just upload that, and it'll program it for you.
Yeah,
You're,
but when
go
I
ahead.
when I have one of these programmers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, the board will program itself. That's the whole point.
Well,
Are you talking the FTC Plus, or are you talking the Flex board?
Flex board.
Yeah, no, it's got an E squared on it. You just write it.
Oh, I haven't. But then do I have to do some jumpers on the flex board or something?
Just flip the right enable switch. The end of that video about the Flex board shows you how to do that.
Okay, I'll got to go look at that video again.
Yeah, there's a switch 7.3. It says enable EPROM rates. Is that what it was?
I mean, the little software utility for programming tells you when to flip the switch.
Gotcha.
So I'll put a link to the programming utility. I mean, you're just doing this on standard Altair hardware, right?
Yeah, it's got a Z80 CPU, but otherwise it's a flex RAM and a couple of 2SIO boards.
Yeah, so you just use Amon or Altmon, and you load the programming hex file in and run it, and then it basically prompts you for what to do.
Well, can I replace Amon with
Anything you can load a hex file with. You could have a dedicated hex loader. There's a dedicated hex loader at FC100, well, I mean, it depends what you're doing. If you have the FTC Plus, or whose monitor you're using to begin with.
Well,
I mean,
I don't
are you
have FTC
doing
Plus. I don't have an FDC Plus in this computer, just the
So
FlexRAM.
what are you using for a monitor in it right now?
Well, it's got Altmon on the Flex board now.
Okay, so what are you wanting to
I want to
change?
replace that with Amon.
Okay,
So you want to reprogram the ROM?
yeah, so
Yeah. You want to, yeah, reburn the ROM, but you want,
that's fine. You can do that
yeah,
because it's not using that ROM while you're programming it.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because you're running the program, you loaded the program into memory, and
And
so
from then
it's
on, you can
using.
overwrite itself.
Yeah, I actually, when I built mine, I threw sockets in there. I know it could program, but I did that because I got this great burner, and if I don't use the burner, why have it? So I have a lot of. I'd rather just swap chips out as I do it, so I can have Amon and without burning it on there. So
Well, that's what I figured because if I start messing with that EPROM and it screws it up, then I gotta get another EPROM
I'll
program.
do the cutter one first and convince yourself you've got cutter right, and then turn around and do it.
yeah, has the capability to do it.
But to
It's on.
build a hex file that you could just burn onto one of those proms.
Your burner when no I said actually I don't know with the software, does the software let you load in multiple hex files into it to burn them to the different locations? I know like on my EPROM burner I have to load the multiple file. I have to get the files in memory in the right or in the right place, get the files loaded in the right place in the memory.
The
Well,
So
problem would be your disjointness. So no, you don't really want to do that. So I would load and program cutter, and then I'd load and well, no, yeah, load and program cutter, then load and program
okay.
Amon over
right,
itself.
but that's directly on the FlexRAM board. But
Right.
what I'm saying is to make a separate hex file on my PC, how do you do that?
You've already got the hex files, right? Just from the
Well, I
assembly.
got two hex files.
That's fine.
Well,
They're gonna
how do I mesh them into
You
one?
don't. You're just two separate you could do one today, you could do one next week, or you could do them within 30 seconds of each other.
Oh, so
they load into two different parts of the memory on the ROM. Is what he's trying to. I think he's trying to say. Well, right?
Programming utility just says, hey, send the file you want to program. It then offsets that based on the base address of that S record or the hex record file.
Yeah.
okay,
And it
but
puts
so it
it
doesn't
where
try
it
to
wants to
write all
keep
the
it, but then it
zeros.
programs it where it belongs.
So it doesn't try to write all the zeros in the other places.
No, it only programs whatever range is in the hex file you've uploaded.
Oh, so I got to erase all the extra stuff,
No,
all the zeros.
No, it just overwrites what's
run
there with the new
run the
stuff.
utility. It's just like using an EPROM programmer. You go out and it says load the hex file. It loads it and it says, hey, here's where it starts, here's where it ends. Does that look right? And if it is, program it. And if it doesn't look right, you can actually have it offset it somewhere else if you want. So for example, let's say you're doing cutter at C1000, but you've got it inverted, so you have to put it at 8,000. You could tell it, yeah, write it at 8,000 instead of C1000.
Right, yeah. Yeah,
But you shouldn't have to do any of that. I mean, you don't have to get tricky with what you're wanting to do.
that's on the FlexRAM board.
Right.
Yeah, what I'm talking about, not on the FlexRAM board, but on my PC. If I want to create a file on my PC that has, like cutter and ALS, what's that assembler?
You're not going to do that in order to help you program the FlexRAM, though. On the Flex, you would just, here's cutter, let's program it. Here's Amon, let's program it.
What are you trying to
Yeah,
program
but
it
I'm
with your own
saying
programmer?
if you don't have a FlexRAM board, how do you make a EPROM chip with multiple things?
Okay, I thought we've been talking the FlexRAM the whole time.
No, I'm talking without the FlexRAM board. Just on my computer, I want to make a file on my computer
just go into Notepad, copy paste, and delete the 0 records in between them. I mean, the end of file records. So at the end of everyone is a colon and all zeros, or a colon and whatever it is. It's done both ways.
Yeah, it has a bunch of little.
But whatever one is colon 000 at the first 4 or 5 bytes, delete that. I leave a space between them all so I can see where each file ends. You know, they don't care about the blank line.
Yeah.
And you can just cut and paste them all together. Now, most programs, if they're going to auto range it for you, are going to look at the first line in the hex file and use that as the base. And most assemblers and most coders have their files organized that way. But if the lowest address in your S record file is not the first line, it doesn't matter. You just go grab it from where it was and paste it up into the top, and now it's the first line, and your programmer will be happy. And my Flex program is the same way. It looks at the first line, and it tells you that, you know, that it wants that to be the lowest address. But that's going to happen with most any program that you find, because most hex files are going to come right out of an assembly.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I don't know what I was doing, but it was screwing up I was trying to make files using XGA software, programming software, and it's got
So
to
just cut and paste them all, cut and paste your hex files all together. And then, like I said, each one will have an end of file record, the 0 record at the end. You'll have to delete that and just have one of those at the very, very end.
And then
So it'll look like one big hex file at that point. You save it off as one big hex file.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and then make mental note of what the lowest thing is. So, cutter is probably your lowest thing, right? It's C1000. So then you're going to, like, my programmer doesn't automatically adjust that. I have to do an offset statement. So I would do offset C1000 and then load that big hex file you made. And it doesn't matter what order your hex file's in, it will work, because everything is going to be offset to C1000. Now you might have a big old hole between C800 and F800, and you might write a whole bunch of zeros you don't want to, but then your programmer may have the ability to init that to all FF or something.
Right. That was one of the things, because like I was thinking, like, if I write one file cutter on an EPROM and then pick up the AMON and write that one, I was worried that it would erase the cutter. Well,
no. On a real EPROM programmer, you don't need to print them together either. In a real EPROM programmer, if you're programming, say, the 27C64 on the FDC Plus, and let's say it's blank, it's been erased. Well, you can't put cutter on that, but you could put something at E1000 through E800 and let it write it. And then a week later, come back and put something at FC100 and write it. Say a standalone hex loader. I have one at FC100 and it uses 100 hex bytes. And then you come back later and put AMON at F800 through, FBFF, and everything in between remains untouched.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I thought it might.
That's on a really EPROM program.
Zeros again. I wasn't sure if it was going to write the zeros over the other stuff.
Most of them wouldn't. No.
No. Okay. But
you're going to end up with a 16K EPROM that's occupying the entire upper address space.
Right.
With a huge gap in the middle.
Right.
And you won't be able to backfill that with memory at all.
Yeah, that's on the FlexRAM board with the bigger chip. But he's got a switch that will flip from the first half to the second half of that EPROM.
No, even on a regular EPROM, if you put it into a regular EPROM, if you want to have that decode at C1000 and F800, you're spanning that 16K of address space with that entire EPROM. So that EPROM needs to be a 16K EPROM, and it's going to take up your entire address space in the top of your memory.
Well, like on the FDC Plus, you can tell it where to start. So even though the EPROM is 16K, you can say don't start it until FF100 if you want.
Right.
But that's entirely up to the ROM it's on.
Right.
Yeah, and you need a lot of extra circuitry if you want to be able to have multiple things in EPROM that occupy the same address space. It's like the CompuPro Disk 1 does that with its bootloader, where it has 8 bootloaders that all map to 0. And it uses a jumper to say which piece of the EROM to map. so it remaps it. It's pretty cool, but it's no, most cards don't have that.
Yeah, well, on the Flex RAM, you can you use 8K of the chip at a time, but you can have a 16K chip in there. So you can use either the bottom half of the chip
Right.
or the top half of the chip.
Right.
And that's just a switch
Mhm.
setting on
Right.
yeah. Which is
Yeah.
neat.
I mean, well, what's the worst that can happen? You overwrite what's there and you have to put it back again.
Well, that's the thing, yeah. But the thing is, I was just trying to figure that out because that's another question. When I started fooling around and putting questions online, then I got other people asking me questions about it. Like I'm an expert, and I'm going, that's why I'm asking online because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
None of us do. None of us do.
Yeah.